Hello student, welcome to the Botany Pulse. Today we'll learn about genetics. First, to start with genetics, let's know who is the father of genetics. So the father of genetics is John Gregor Mendel, who is known as father of modern genetics. Sir William Batson is known as father of modern genetics, and William Batson has also given the term genetics. Okay. So when we talk about the classical genetics, so there is a very famous experiment we all talk about is about Mendel P experiment. So a Mendel P experiment was performed for 7 years. He performed for 7 years from 1856 to 1863. So Mendel, what he did was something new that in that era nobody used mathematical and statistical analysis in the biology to perform any experiment or to compact or to interpret any result. So what he did was he did statistical analysis and mathematical logic he used in the biology to perform his experiment and to interpret his result. He did cross pollination or artificial pollination in the pea plant. As you all know, pea plant is generally a self pollinating plant naturally. But Mendel did cross pollination in his experiment. So Mendel used seven pairs of contrasting characters, which he studied in his experiment. So the first character was plant height. Okay, uh, plant height. Plant height in which he used two traits. Plant height uh, that is tall and the other one is dwarf. The tall here is I have written in the bracket capital T, and the dwarf in which I have written in the bracket small t here. So the small t represent the small letter always in the genetics represent a recessive character, and always the capital letter in the genetic represents the dominant character. What here means is so I have written capital T in capital means tall is dominant, and small t for the dwarf means dwarf is recessive character. Okay. Now, this plant height gene was present on chromosome number 4. Okay. Now he used flower. In the flower, he saw two characters. First, the position of the flower, and other the one is color of the flower. So the position of the in the position of the flower, he saw two characters, two trait, not characters. The trait were axial and the terminal. Okay, the axial is dominant and the terminal is uh, a recessive character. Okay, so axial means like here the plant is growing. Here's the leaf of the plant. uh, by the side of the leaf the flower appears. Okay, that is axial, and the terminal means this is the leaf plant growing above, and here the flower is plant is terminated by a flower. That is terminal trait of the plant. Okay. Now the flower color, he saw that there were two types of color. One is purple and another one is white, in which purple is dominant and white is recessive. This color, flower color gene was present on chromosome number 1, and the flower position gene was present on chromosome number 4. Okay. Now, second thing he saw pod. Pod means we have all seen that matar ki faliyan that in the winter that comes to our home to eat. That is known as pod in the biological term. We say pod. Okay. So in pod we have seen he saw the color and the shape of the pod. In the color, he saw the two traits. That was the green pod and the yellow pod, in which green was dominant and yellow was recessive. And this pod color was gene was present on chromosome number 5, and pod shape is inflated and constricted, in which inflated is dominant, and constricted is recessive. Inflated means what? Inflated means that a nice looking pod like this. This is a nice looking flower in which seeds are present. Okay. Now this is inflated one. Okay. Now constricted one means like this. Here the seeds are present. Okay. In this, and pod is like this. This is the constricted one. Okay. And this character was of the pod shape gene was present in chromosome number 4. Now he saw the seed. Now seed was he saw in the seed the color and the shape. The seed color was yellow and a green. Yellow is dominant and green is recessive. And this character was present on chromosome number 1. Okay, and the seed shape, he saw that seed is round or a very wrinkled seed, in which round is dominant and wrinkled is recessive. And this seed shape was present gene that was present on chromosome number 7. Okay, here round means perfectly round seeds we that we all like when we peel the pod in winters. That is round, and the constricted one is like when we see like the seed is like more thing is we think that it is dehydrated and very wrinkly like structure, not very smooth appearance but a wrinkled appearance on the seed occur, that is wrinkled seed. Okay. So Mendel did his experiment, and he wrote a paper which was entitled "That Experiment of Plant Hybridization," and his work was published in 1866. Okay. Now, when the work was published for the Mendel, that he didn't get any very much recognition for his work, how much he should get, because on that time Mendel was the first to combine statistical analysis and mathematical logics in the biology. So no one was very sure about his finding and was he gained that much. Uh, uh, Attention for his work. But after 3 decades of after his work published, uh, again a rediscovery for his work occurred by the three scientists. One is in 1900, the rediscovery again happened for the Mendel work by the three scientists: Hugo de Veres, he was from Netherlands; Karl Cairns from Germany; and H. von Teschmark from Austria. Okay, so now we all think why Mendel choose pea plant for his work. So there was a few reasons behind why he chose the pea plant. The first and the simplest thing is he chose just because we see this distinct and contrasting character which we talk about, like pod shape, pod color, seed shape, seed color, position of the flowers, colors of the flower, that we just see and we get that this character, this is easily recognizable for us. Okay. Then the second one is in the pea plant there is control over pollination, means in the pea plant when is it is pea plant is generally a self pollination flower, means in which it is totally self pollination and the true breeding is totally safe in the pea plant. True breeding means what? If the plant is tall, the pollen in the genetics we study about how the characters are inherited from one generation to the other generation. Okay, so true breeding means what? Ki there are some genes which are responsible for, let's say, plant height. Okay, the plant height here means is we have talked about tall and dwarf. Okay, so tall is dominant and dwarf is recessive character. If we see the tall pea plant, so we have it is just because of the genes they have present for the tall character. Okay, so here when there is no cross pollination, only purely self pollination, so plant will always be tall. And if the plant is dwarf, there is no cross pollination, plant will always be dwarf. Okay, so the self pollination, that is called true breeding, in which there is no mixture of any other gene, they are pure line. Okay, true breeding is very easily possible, and cross pollination obviously for to check the characters, how the gene are moving from one generation to other generation and like that. So Mendel did cross pollination, which is also very easily by cross pollination, or we normally say it as when we do by our hands, that is artificial pollination, in which we remove the anther of the plant, and we pollinate the stigma from the another anther which produce the pollen. Okay, that is cross pollination. Pea also have shorter lifespan. The third reason was this, and pea plants possess a large number of offspring. Of offspring here means this is seed. Okay, so offspring in the single pod we see approx 9 to 10 seeds generally we see in a single pod when we peel the seed. Okay, sorry, when we peel the pod, we see 8 to 9 seeds at least in the one pod. So there is large number of offspring. When we talk about in the statics, the large number of offspring which is equal to a large number of sample size. Okay, so large number of sample size is really reduces the error in the statistical analysis, and obviously it is very easy to cultivate pea plant. Okay, so further we'll talk about monohybrid and dihybrid cross. So that's all in the video. Thank